Hey. Hey, Scott. I thought you said you're done with Japan, so what's that? Huh?
It's true. You guys got me. I can't stop. Ah!
That was my intervention cry. Did you feel sympathy for me when I did that? Yeah, so about the channel. Where the hell is Scott going with this channel? That guy is the most scattershot, featherbrain, insane, ADD, dyslexia-ridden jerk of a YouTuber. Really? Is that what you really think about me? Gosh, you guys are the best. I love you so much. No, but really, what's been going on here with this channel? What's happening? Well, it's definitely taken a new direction. Before, when I left JVlogging and I stopped doing JFacts, and I'm still committed to that, I'm not going to be doing JFacts and I'm not going to be doing JVlogging. I think what happened for me was I was unhappy with YouTube. I blamed a lot of different things for it. I blamed the fact that there was a sub glitch. I've lost over 2,000 subs from the sub glitch over time. There's always the constant stream of mean comments, which, I mean, come on. I'm a YouTuber. I should be used to that by now. But it can wear on you. It can wear on you. Then there was the age-restricted videos. Then there was the videos that were getting demonetized. And then there are the videos that are getting straight out blocked due to copyright censorship or whatever you want to call it, copyright strikes. When I would be using things like the music that comes with iMovies, and even that was getting struck down, that somebody owned it, even though it was royalty-free iMovies music. So, whatever. Those kind of were getting me down, but when I finally got to the root of it, recently, I have to say, I truly found out what I was missing with my YouTube, what I was missing with my channel, and how I could finally get that feeling back. And that is through the new show that I'm doing called Life Advice Live. What is Life Advice Live? Well, it is a sort of, I don't want to say call-in show because we don't actually let people call in. I don't want any 4chan raids going down, so that's not going to happen. But people do write in, and they write in about common everyday problems, whether they be social problems, relationship problems, love problems, school problems, educational choices, life choices, business problems, and I do my best to answer them with my own life experiences. I am not certified in any way. I don't take especially drastic or critical emergency messages or calls. For example, if somebody came in to the chat and started to say that they were suicidal, we would immediately assist them in finding the suicide hotline. Same with like a rape case or something like that. We're going to give them hotlines. I have a small staff of mods. I want to give a shout out to Now that helps me do that show. And it was totally on a whim that I started that. It was totally and utterly something I thought I'd take a chance with. And the reason was because in the past, I have done those Dark Side of Japan videos. And then we deal with very heavy topics. We deal with depression. We do deal with suicide. We do deal with shut-ins, hikikomori, recluse, and death by overwork. So these are some pretty major social problems. And I usually end a lot of those videos by saying, look, if you're in one of these situations, try to get help. If you absolutely cannot get help, or you can't afford help, like if you're an American and everything's ultra expensive, feel free to talk to me. I don't know if I'm going to have the right answers. I don't know if I'm going to be able to help at all. But what I can do is listen. I think the art of simply loaning an ear that will listen is starting to be forgotten in this world, especially on the internet, where people are more quick to be harshly critical or insulting rather than empathetic and inviting as far as listening is concerned. So that's what I wanted to make that show, kind of the opposite of what is out there today on not just YouTube, but really all over the internet. There's a lot of caustic, toxic, roasts, bullying, and there's a place and there's a time for all that. I love me some iDubbbz. I love me some Content Cop. I don't really like Leafy because I don't think Leafy's funny at all. But, you know, I like a little bit of roasting now and again. I think that stuff's all in good fun. But let's be honest, guys. There's a lot of, like, really, really harsh stuff out there on some people's stuff. And I'm not talking, like, SJW level. Like, don't get me started with SJWs ruining YouTube. Ruining, okay? The amount of disclaimers and apologizing I have to do when I haven't really tried to go out of my way to insult anyone is insane these days because of SJWs. All right, I don't think anything should be censored. First Amendment right. Say what you want. I'm talking about kind of the shit posting. The being mean just to be mean situations, all right? Those kind of situations are what is a lot of the content on YouTube. And, you know, if that's your shtick, if that's your spiel, then fine, go for it, whatever, especially if you're funny. I think the only time those kind of channels go horribly wrong is where they try to do something like that and they're not funny. Okay? What do they say about humor? You can be insulting as long as you're funny and insulting. Or you can be crass or racist or whatever it is as long as it's funny. Because if everybody laughs, then for sure they know you're just joking. But if you're so bad at telling a joke or delivering a line that everyone's just kind of like, nah, that's not cool, man, then you've failed. So I don't even try to tread on that territory. I'm not a comedian. I'm not funny. There's no kind of shtick I'm going to try and pull to be edgy and do that. What I can do, like I said, is listen and give my advice as far as my own life experiences. And again, do they help? I don't know. Maybe they don't, but I listen. The biggest thing is I don't want to put people in a worse situation, so I tend to give advice that is very common sense, very down to earth, and oftentimes is exactly what advice should be, and that's what you're really supposed to be doing, but you just need to hear it from somebody else. I tend to be that somebody else. That doesn't mean I don't make a lot of mistakes myself. Oh, Lordy, I am full of mistakes. But for me, this show, LAL, Life Advice Live, has just kind of, it's given me a new feeling. I gotta say, it's given me a totally new feeling on YouTube again. Like, I feel so fired up again. I've got a team behind me helping me mod in the chat. So, you know, a lot of people come in there with some pretty harsh problems sometimes. It's not going to help them if we've got some troll egging them on even more. So we've got the mods in there for that, okay? I'm not talking about, oh, every video's got to have a trigger warning, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm just saying, like, let's respect people in the comments when they're talking about a very serious life situation, all right? For the time being. If they start to laugh about it and poke fun at it themselves, we can join in. But for now, let's take it serious, let's listen, and let's actually try to offer some serious advice. So it keeps it very clean, very sanitary in that matter, that I have mods helping me out the whole time. Otherwise, I don't know if I would do the show. On top of that, like I said, we take any very extreme case and make sure they get in touch with a hotline, not trying to deal with, you know, especially like if there's like abuse or something going on. That's not something I can help via a talk show that is streaming live, okay? Aside from call the police for that person, which is not something I hope I ever get that deeply involved with. I would immediately get them in touch with the moderators in the chat who would get them in touch with the proper authorities. That's what needs to happen with that kind of stuff. So this boost of energy, this amazing feeling that I'm getting from this inspired me to do another thing, and that was bring people to Japan. I was like, you know, I'm getting like a good feeling, like just talking to people, talking to them about their problems, sometimes helping, sometimes I give them advice and later they thank me and say it really worked out well. Awesome, great. What else can I do to get that feeling? Is that greedy of me to do, to want to get that feeling? Maybe it is. So what? It doesn't cost anybody anything, and it's just a feeling I enjoy, helping people. Okay? So from there I thought, what other ways do I have? What other ties do I have? Well, I've got Japan. I've got my English school. What could I do? Well, tons of people who want to go to Japan still watch my channel. Thank you. Thank you for sticking with me, even though I don't do JFAQ on a regular basis anymore. Thank you. I really appreciate it, honestly, from the bottom of my heart. Those same people may or may not ever get to go to Japan. That doesn't completely get determined by if they want to go. Sometimes they're confused about going. Sometimes they're kind of torn between school and going to Japan. Sometimes they're torn about going to a future job in Japan. Sometimes they're worried about how long they would last in Japan, money issues, etc., etc. So I thought, you know what? This is kind of what I've been doing for ages with JFAQ. Pretty much reading these questions and then way later giving people a video about it. What if I answered those kind of questions live? So I included answering those live on my Life Advice Live, because literally I'm giving you life advice about Japan, something I'm very familiar with. I feel pretty confident in what I say about Japan, especially when it comes to people who want to get visas in Japan, as I have put a visa through both myself to stay in Japan and put visas through as a company to keep other people in Japan. So I feel like now I have a very well-rounded, back and forth, both sides of the coin view on long-term stays in Japan. I also have, of course, short-term stays too. I think if you got the long-term, you got the short-term. You can help people out with letting them see as many landmarks as possible while they're here, staying here cheaply, etc., etc. I have no brand connections. Usually if people ask about deals and stuff like that, I direct them to an area of Japan that I know is very cheap. For example, near me here in Tennoji, there's an area called Dobutsuen Mae. Every place around there is really cheap. I just usually direct them there. I don't get any kickbacks. I don't get any sponsorship. I wish I did, but I don't. That has kind of brought me full circle back to Japan. What do I do now? Do I need to start making videos about Japan again? Well, let me tell you what I tried to do. I tried to start Japan News Network, JNN, on my second channel. And let me tell you what YouTube did. They shot that down ASAP. That's right, I got one video up before the first video was demonetized for its title alone about a woman who was strangled with her kids by the husband, and the follow-up video that proved that the husband had done it via the news here in Japan, which also has their own channel and was not censored, was struck down before it even got to go up. On top of that, I tried to start a comic there too that was called Tokyo Haunts, and it was a somewhat violent comic, I'll be honest with you. It dealt with things like Oni, Yurei, Onryo. Struck down, not even allowed to show it. Too violent, it said. Inappropriate material. Now, mind you, this is like no more gory than the new Oats Studio Raka Raka. Raka. Just Raka. God dang it. And if you haven't seen that yet, go watch the new series on YouTube with Sigourney Weaver in it. It's called Raka. Dude, it is amazing. I wish that's my dream, to make stuff on that level. That stuff is incredible. But that's far more gory than any of my comics, okay? That's not getting taken down. That's not getting removed from YouTube. So because my other channel is a very small channel, it's only 2,000 subscribers, I don't have a voice on YouTube there. Maybe I could get away with it on here, but if I start putting too much stuff in between the Life Advice Live and the LAL Japan application project and talking about working at a school in Japan, people are going to be like, yo, Scott, you're all over the place, dude, chill, okay? I already get that enough, and I understand I'm all over the place. I completely agree with you. Yes, my channel for the last month or so has just been totally a mess, all right? I've been experimenting. I was very tired, very exhausted, uninspired, not motivated with the last bit of content that I had, and I knew I needed to change. How? You don't know if you don't try. So I tried a bunch of different stuff. What made me feel the best? What made me pumped and excited and motivated again? LAL, this Life Advice Live thing. And I'm loving it. I'm loving every second of it. On top of it, I'm doing this LAL Japan application thing. And this is a total experiment. I don't know why I didn't try to do this sooner. I guess I always had people writing to me about Japan and type them a message back. Shh. Next message. Shh. Oh, this one's good enough to be a JFAQ. I'll make a video now. But what if instead of me just typing back all the time, I started to do things like take Skype interviews, take internships at my school, try to find people a job here who want to come over and stay permanently, try to get people a place here for a short-term tourist visa or holiday working visa, hook them up with the cheapest areas, show them around my favorite parts of Japan and Osaka, or help them get in connection with headhunters and jobs that are available within Japan. Because I have friends who are always looking for gaijin to join their job because there's a high turnover rate. People usually leave after a year. Nothing against them. That's pretty common. Anytime when you're living abroad and you're kind of battling homesickness, some people go home instead of continuing to feel sick. You can't blame them for that. That's pretty natural. So, with all those things in play, I thought, let me just offer this and see how it goes. Well, we saw how that went. I got about 14,000 emails about that program within 2 days. Now we're up to somewhere around 20K. I'm never going to get through all of them. So on top of that, I decided to start the Patreon so that I could filter through them faster at patreon.com/Scott Ackerman. Lets people bump themselves way up higher, and I can read their message much quicker. It also shows me they're pretty serious. For example, there's a 1 month, 3 month, and 6 month plan. Any one of those they choose, that means they've set themselves up for Skype training, and they're going to get a bunch of how-tos and how to get ready and how to pack and all different things that Japan doesn't have that you need to have in your suitcase when you get over here that I wish I would have known through those different Skype calls. On top of it, once they get here, I'm going to train them at my own school. If they want to be a teacher, I'm going to train them. If they want to get into another career, I'm going to try and connect them with a person in that career field. It's not always going to work. Some people I've had to turn away. I recently had one person who was into a very select version of motherboards for computers. There was some kind of like special part of that he wanted to, I don't know if it wasn't like majoring in it in college. It was like finding an industry that made that one part on the motherboard. I got no connection. I don't know nothing about, I don't know. So I just said, sorry, I don't know anything about that. I can't help you. I have no connection in that field. But what I have gotten is people who really, really have their stuff together and are really serious about coming to Japan. They even have their visa ready. I even have some that are already in Japan. They're searching for a job, and they said, I've gone to a couple of interviews. I'm not interviewing right. I've written a couple of resumes. My resumes don't get looked at. I've done a demo lesson because when you apply to teach here, you have to show them an example of how you teach, usually a 15 to 30 minute lesson, and my demos bomb. What can I do? Training. Come to my school, train, all right? What do you got to do for me in return? Help me out with LAL, Japan application. For example, I've had people intern here. I can't look the gift horse in the mouth with that. You're going to intern at my school and practice being a teacher. That means I get more free time myself when you can handle even just 30 minutes of one class on your own after I give you a bit of training for like a week or two. All right, that helps me immensely. All right, I almost feel guilty for taking advantage, but people have literally asked me, can I do an internship? Yes, but it's unpaid. Yeah, of course it's unpaid. They're unpaid here in whatever country I'm from. All right, I'm just letting you know. They come over here, they do it. It works. It's amazing, and I can't say thank you enough. In turn, I have put aside time. I have put aside money, and I have put aside all sorts of creativity for this project, and it's something I'm so excited about it. It's going amazing. I've gotten one person over here right now, and actually this Saturday, we're going to interview him because I'm going to try and go step by step. He was already ready with everything to go. Like, literally, the last thing he had was his worry about coming to Japan. Some people can be very, I don't want to say overly upset, but confused or, I guess, a bit stressed about the possibility of culture shock, of not knowing anybody over there. The one thing I'm getting, and this blows my mind, is a lot of people are saying, Scott, I've watched you all through high school, watched you all through college. Now I'm about to head to Japan, and you're the only person I know there. I want to head to Osaka, but I want to also know that I can meet up with somebody there who I feel like I already know because I've watched so many videos, which I guess, I mean, if you've watched all 900 of my videos or however many they are, and the average one is 10 minutes, then that's a lot of time that you've watched me. I guess people have gotten to know me. From my perspective, it's very hard to imagine because I don't go back and watch like my full 900 videos. I'm just gonna be honest there. I don't tend to go back and watch a lot of my videos, but I can see where people are coming from because I remember feeling the same way. Like, it's exciting, and yes, the first couple of months do feel almost like a fantasy here in Japan. You're very amazed and very motivated to try your best because everything seems so stellar. But there's a bit of sadness because you are missing home. You are missing your good friends, and they're not going to be over here anytime soon. Maybe they're going to come visit you after you've established yourself, or maybe they're coming later down the line to just do a little tourist visa and say hi. But you're alone now. And there's no safety nets anywhere. Mom and dad are way far away. You don't have rent for the month. Ooh, that's scary. How am I even going to get home on a plane? I don't have rent. They want somebody who has been here long enough that if they have any question at all about Japan, they can call up that friend, and that friend can be like, I got you. Do this and this. And I do consider all my viewers to be my friends. Yes, even those of you who say very mean stuff, that's okay. That's okay. Like I said, keeps me in check. I think real friends do keep each other in check by being very real with each other about criticisms. So, first of all, I'm flattered. I'm flattered that people call me their friend and that they want to meet a friend when they get there, or that they wanted to go and be able to talk to a friend to feel more comfortable about coming. That's what happened with this first applicant. I have not given out his name yet because I don't. Well, we're going to film a video this Saturday, and we'll see how comfortable he is with having his life put on video. He said yes so far, but I don't want to, I don't want to make anybody feel obligated about how much they share with the internet. I may even just do neckline. So, what this guy said was he wanted to come there. He had been watching me since high school, but he had still been worried about coming because he felt like coming by himself for a very long time in a country where he couldn't speak the language and without any prior knowledge or prior visits to that country was very nerve-wracking. If only there was someone he could call at any time if he had a medical emergency, had to buy a ticket in an emergency, needed something cheap or couldn't find housing or whatever. And I said, yeah, of course. That's part of the program. That's the main reason I'm offering this. And he said, well, fine, sign me up. He locked into the 1 month training. We only got through about 1 week of it before he came over, and we started the rest of the training here in Japan. Now he's training at my school, and he's already had 3 job interviews this past week. Yeah. And that felt good. I was like, wow, this was really fun to bring him over here. This dude's excited. You know what it gives me? It gives me a nostalgia for the time when I first got here and I had that wonder and amazement in my eyes, in my soul, in my whole body, a little pop in my step and everything as I walked. Everything was so amazing. Now he's got that, and he's got a go-to guy that he can phone up, call, message, come in with some training every day. And he said that it's made it so much easier for him. That's never something I really thought I could ever provide. I almost felt like that was egotistical to be like, well, I'm the man of Japan. You come here, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know. You just call me. I just thought if someone did come here, and they have many times before, who's watched my channel, yeah, of course, call me. I've had people call me about job problems. I've had people call me about living situations, crazy roommates. I've had people call me about changing visas and jobs. One of the people who made one of my websites for my school, I didn't even realize it. I had helped him with some sort of job problem in the past. I've gone through so many Skype calls and stuff like that. I didn't even remember. And he said, that's why I wanted to offer to make your website. And I was like, wow, man, talk about karma. That comes back to you, huh? So I'm not just looking for more karma. I'm not looking for more free work or whatever. I am looking to have a tighter community. I think one of the reasons why I get so down, I lose my motivation, or I get a bit depressed about YouTube, is I don't have a community. I was a J-vlogger before. Yes, I understand that. We've since grown apart. And I'm not just talking about me. I'm just saying in general, J-vlogging has grown distant from each other. My closest friends were YouTube friends that were in that community. But we've all kind of drifted apart. And nobody's to blame. All right, J-vlogging's not to blame. The people aren't to blame. It's just kind of the way YouTube has gone. All right, a lot of the originals are gone now. They're not making videos anymore. That's nobody's fault. You want to quit YouTube. You want to quit YouTube. If anybody understands wanting to quit YouTube, it's me. I've had my times. But now I'm starting to form this community with the LAL Japan application, and I'm starting to feel the same excitement I had before for that YouTube community. People are bouncing ideas off of me. People are coming here and letting me know that they want to study at a certain school, and can they come visit and do some training when they're off from school, advice about starting their own business here since I've done it myself. I'm excited to see that kind of stuff happen. It's crazy that this channel would have that kind of power, or that this channel would have that kind of connection to its viewers. And I think it's something that, because I never tried to use it before or even attempted to do so, I didn't realize the potential of it and the feeling it would give me and the joy it would give me of doing anything Japan related again. So, is Scott doing Japan videos anymore? Yes and no. My priority is to be a listener to all of my viewers. My Life Advice Live thing is a huge joy in my life right now. It has given me just the best feeling ever, going in there each day and answering a bunch of questions. I don't get to all of them. Some people get cut off because the stream stops after an hour. But the feeling I have afterwards just feels like, yes, this is right. This is what I should be doing. Honestly, the Japan application thing also feels right. So I want to pursue both. The way the Japan thing feels right is I'm setting people up with training that's preparing them in the proper way for Japan. Answering questions is kind of a very temporary fix. How do I do this in Japan? This is how. Done. Now, if I give you training, it's not how do I do this in Japan, it's how do I use this skill in Japan? How do I get better at doing this in Japan? How would this work long term in Japan? That's feeling more fulfilling, all right? That's feeling greater. And the amount of dedication and love I am receiving because of this program, it's overwhelming. It's something that's really letting me know that this is the right path for my channel. So, again, is Scott making Japanese videos? Yeah, I'm going to make videos that rotate around a lot of the same training that I would give the people that would come here. On top of it, because my Patreon at patreon.com/ScottAckerman has gotten very close to its $1,000 goal, I'm going to start working on what I promised, the Traveling to Japan, Journey to Japan DVD. I haven't thought of it. I kind of have a placeholder for the title right now. We'll get there when we get there. Let's film first before we worry about titles. And that is a full-length DVD or Blu-ray, if you want it on Blu-ray, that will document every step you would ever possibly need. Like pretty much a how-to, but in video form, of coming to, living, getting a job, getting an apartment, getting everything you ever want out of Japan. And it's going to follow it in a step-by-step process. And it's also going to parallel my own story so that I can use the examples that I faced along the way. I feel like otherwise I'll forget certain hurdles that I had in the past. And that is going to be available for free to everyone who's a Patreon. But it's also going to be here on YouTube. The making of it will be here on YouTube. Some of the training sessions will be there. And the full entire, I guess it's probably going to be around 2 hours, I imagine. DVD, Blu-ray, whatever you want to call it, documentary, will be here on YouTube Red. And that's something I want to share with all of you, is that that's a project I'm working on. But all the free stuff that I'm working on too is not just, and I don't, by free I don't mean like, oh, all the special videos that Patreons get. I'm talking about just free training, just straight up training. I'm just going to go into a lot of the training sessions that I do here at the school. I'm not always going to film them step by step because maybe some people don't want to be on camera while they're training. That could even make them more nervous. But I'm going to do it as if you watching were my trainee. And that's how I will be doing Japan videos now. They will be training you for Japan. Getting you ready for either taking a tour of Japan, a tourist visa of Japan, or coming here and living here permanently. Advice that you would use long term, not just one question, one answer. Going through the methods, going to the places, showing you how to do certain things. For example, some people don't even know how to get their Gaijin card. I understand. I didn't either. Luckily for me, the company I started with gave us a sheet of paper that said, do this, then this, then this. But if you don't come here and already have a company handing you that sheet of paper, how do you know how to get your Gaijin card, right? Right? So there's that, all right? And there's so much more to expand on. So Life Advice Live, my #1 passion there. I'm going to continue it. The other thing is the training, the LAL training for Japan. I'm going to continue to do it. In the background, I'm going to be working on the Journey to Japan DVD, which I'm going to be handing out for free. And I may even, just to make it more reasonable, I'll put the whole thing on YouTube Red. And by the way, if you're wondering, like, whoa, wait, you're going to put your video behind a paywall? No. This isn't just like a YouTube video. This isn't me picking up an iPhone and filming. I've hired a film crew for this. I've actually used the funds that I got from my Patreon to hire a film crew, to hire an actual grip for the microphone, so I sound normal when I'm talking outside, not like I'm in an echo chamber. And the camera that I'm using is, well, I'll get it. All right, I'm using, God, this thing is heavy. All right, the Canon Mark IV. Okay, I don't know if you've seen a video on this thing, but it's pretty much, it's TV quality. Okay, guys, I'm using a couple of those. Now I have my own, of course, and I'm gonna let one of the videographers, cameramen, I don't know, what do you want to call them? I'm gonna let one of them use it, of course. But I'm also gonna have to rent out a couple more so that I'm getting more than one angle, and I need more than one type of camera too. That camera isn't always perfect for every type of shot, so I need to rent, cameras that capture motion better. That one's not the best with motion sometimes. Sometimes if it's too bright or too dark, you get some noise that makes it kind of ugly too. That's what I'm spending the money on, and that's why it is YouTube Red, and that's why I will also be releasing it on iTunes as well, but bit by bit. And I may just for free release the audio version of it, which some people are just going to be like, yo, dude, I'm just going to get the audio version. I don't need to see stuff in Japan. I've seen everything I need to see with your video. And that's fine. I'm cool with that. Whatever. Anyway, that's what I'm up to. This has been way too long of a video. I've ranted on for almost 30 minutes plus now, which is ridiculous. And that's the future of the channel. Those of you wondering about Japan News Now, I'm kind of stumped, dude. If I can't put the word like strangled or die or murder in my videos without them getting taken down, then I can't really do news. This censorship is insane now. If I could only show you how many videos I have had taken down recently, how many videos have been demonetized. Like, I get now daily, almost every day, about 5 or 6 different videos from this channel, from my main channel, that have been demonetized. I get some that have been taken down. And my other channel, Japan News Now, has one video. And that's as far as it made it before it was also shut down. So we're going to continue to do good things on here, positive things, thinking positively, talking to people positively, and trying to make positive changes in their life, or coming to Japan in a positive way, as in being very ready for it. That's the 2 things I'm going to focus on this channel. That's it. That's all I'm going to use this channel for. Okay, so one thing is with the horror stuff, I'm probably going to start a second horror channel. And that's going to be more simplistic. It's Metro Dark. I'll start it over there. I don't want to make a big jumbled mess. It's kind of what I've done in the past, is just make this big jumbled mess of all different types of genres and stuff. And people are like, I don't know if I want to stay with you or leave you, Scott. You're ridiculous. You're making horror movies 1 second, and then you're talking about living your life the next second. Then you're doing vlogs with your kids the next second. What the hell is wrong with you? Yes, I agree. I am all over the place. This is ADD right here. I am ADD incarnate, okay? I get it. Gotta stay focused. I still have a massive love for horror. At the same time, I need to start a secondary channel for it, because everything I do gets totally taken down, demonetized, and I have to be very censored with it, which it totally sucks. And if I'm going to have to do that, I'm going to start another channel. I'm going to demonetize the channel from day one, 0 commercials, make no money on it, and upload the videos there, because fuck YouTube. If I'm not gonna get any money, I don't want you to get any money. Well, plus I just want those videos to be free. Let's be honest. Anyway, guys, if anything you heard today sounds interesting as far as the LAL Japan experience is concerned, if you yourself want to come to Japan, be a tourist in Japan, come train at my company in Japan, come over to Japan and have pretty much a handheld, step-by-step walkthrough on how to get here, or help with finding work in Japan. Check me out on patreon.com/Scott Ackerman. You do not need to pay anything to apply, but putting even $3 in bumps up your email to the top of the list, and with 20,000 emails there is a reason I had to add that filter. I want to find the most serious people first. On top of that, we've got 1 month, 3 month, and 6 month plans. Those are all training plans and prep plans that get you ready for coming over here. Some countries, they can get their visa in 2 weeks. Other countries, like mine, America, sometimes takes 6 months to get your visa. You might as well be getting prepared for Japan and not end up like me, a total noob when I got here speaking zero Japanese and not knowing what the hell was going on. Anyway, guys, I'd like to know what you guys think about the direction of the channel. Do you like this Life Advice Live thing? If you don't, it's okay. I'm open to criticism. Do you like this whole LAL Japan experience thing? And how much and what parts of it do you want me to document? Also, what kind of training that I'm going to give you, because there's going to be a lot of different parts of training if you get over here with this program, would you like to see me also share with you, the viewer, on the channel? For example, do you want to know what it's like to work at the different levels of teaching kids, to teaching junior high school, to teaching elementary school, etc.? This is a totally new experiment, and I'm so glad to have all of you guys along with me, all you wonderful viewers, fans, subscribers, commenters, likers, and dislikers. It's a very exciting time for my channel, and it's a way better experience due to the fact that I can be so personable and be so closely in communication with you guys, not just with streaming 2 times a week and also sometimes streaming on the weekends to play video games with some of you guys, but just this closer connection we have to the future of you coming to Japan and me helping you do that. I love it. This completely reinvigorates me for this entire channel, for what I do on this channel, what this channel's purpose is, and how I interact with you, and for that I can't thank you guys enough. Those of you who've stuck with me into the many weird changes that this channel has had up until now, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means so much to me, and I hope you stick with me for another 10 years. Until next time, I'm Scott Ackerman. Have a wonderful day, evening, or afternoon, wherever you are. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining into that very long video. If you liked anything you saw here today, please like, comment, and subscribe. And once again, if you want to do that little program called the LAL Japan application, feel free to add yourself to the Patreon at patreon.com/Scott Ackerman. I will see you on there and answer your emails on there ASAP. We are doing interviews via Skype all this week. We are on to the second round of the first wave of people trying to make it here to Japan. You can still enter in that. No, you do not need to be from a country whose native language is English. No, you don't need a degree in English. You can have any degree. You can even come over here without a degree. The fact of the matter is, if you are a legal adult in your own country and want to come and work in Japan or live in Japan, get in contact with me. Patreon.com/Scott Ackerman. I will see you there. Have a good one.